And welcome back to another edition of the John Wayne Surge Protector Podcast, a 60/40 production. I'm Eric Halsey.
I am Alex Midway, the GIMP resident, and my healing is continuing, but today, the cast came off on Wednesday. Today I plopped my decrepit leg on the couch as I was watching TV, not being a contributing member of society, and my calf muscle on the left completely atrophied.
So I imagine you're like Popeye's shoulder versus Popeye's calf if you put them side by side.
Yeah, it's the same, like old people, like your grandparents, God bless their soul, but they're not exercising anymore. They're just living their best life. And like when they lift up their arms to cheer and whatever, like you see all that skin flap underneath their, where it should be a tricep, and it just dangling like little, wingsuits to go jump off a mountain. That's kind of what my calf is. Just like a bunch of muscles just hanging out, dangling around.
Like the gobbler on the on the turkey neck.
Yeah. My calf is a freaking turkey neck at this point.
Well, you just got to keep walking on it, I guess. Just, like, are they sending you to PT?
Buddy, I can't walk on it. It's still non-load bearing. They took it out. They took out the sutures. They dressed it up. I can finally take showers with him because it is an actual, it's one of those air boots that you can take off. And it's really cool because kind of like 90s technologies with shoes, it too has a little pump it button so you can inflate it. So it's pretty awesome. I think it's a collaboration with Michael Jordan and whatever the air boot company is.
It sounds like another lazy socialist finding new ways to not work.
Buddy, this lazy socialist is paying $400 for this stupid air boot.
Yeah, medical. Did they try and sell you on the scooter?
Well, the scooter, like in my house, I don't exactly have giant arches, so like the turn radius isn't ideal. I'm like, that scooter's not gonna work. It's gonna be like the Austin Powers thing where he's trying to do that 19-point turnabout in the tunnel. Like that would be me trying to go turn around and go to the bathroom in my house and just piss in my pants.
The one of my coworkers years ago got one of those for a turf toe injury.
Jesus, soft.
Crucified that guy for months. And then he told me what he got charged for that scooter. It's essentially a child's toy.
Yeah.
And it was like, $6,000 or something from the doctor.
That's insanity.
And you've seen my carpentry skills. I could do it better.
With a couple of casters on a freaking lazy boy. No, you got yourself a fantasy punishment.
I could have sold him that moving dolly nailed to a to a recliner. Think of all that money could have been saved.
Yeah, Jesus 2.0 over here, the next carpenter.
Me and JC, best names in carpentry.
Yeah, well, there's another way. Like, if we want to be able to afford some of these things, we might want to get rich and have ourselves a company called Tesla. 460 last time we left you. It slightly went up to 461 on Wednesday, 443 this morning, and it was 440 as of close. So it's actually gone down about $20. And this could be related to the fact that Tesla recalls nearly 6,200 Cybertrucks in the U.S. due to off-road light bar issue. The NHTSA says. And what really caught my attention in that one, I was like, I'm sorry. People are taking this thing off-road because every video I've seen of this thing trying to do truck things, it fails miserably.
Yeah, no, I do not think anybody's taking these off-road at all. As far as I can tell, they are only being parked in front of a Starbucks while the guy sits at a table next to his car, hoping somebody talks to him.
It's either that or somebody spray enough penises on this thing so it can be a complete loss and I can get a normal car because this is an idiotic contraption.
Oh, I totally forgot to tell you. Monday, going into work, I was just, all the customs issues and, just regular work week. Didn't want to do it. Didn't want to be there. And on my long commute, drove past a Cybertruck pulled over on a major road getting a ticket.
Good.
And even though I hate doing it, I honked and laughed hysterically as loud as I could just to make sure the cop heard me too.
That's the moment when you put a thin blue line sticker in the back of your car, like, I support the men and women of law enforcement.
Yep, we're just going to put this right over top of that ACAB sticker and
Like, let's bad cop no donut. Let's take this one down for now. And thin blue line it is. Okay, let's rock and roll.
yeah, all sorts of great stickers over at pullmeover.org.
So speaking of cars, let's go back to Tesla, because one of the things, again, stock market's never made any sense to me, and it really made even less sense because an article popped up today as I was looking into Tesla, and they're like, "Hey man, is Tesla really worth 28 more times than Ford?" And I'm like, "Wait a second." I was like, "Ford's huge. Like, how are they worth less than Tesla?" And if you look at Ford stock, it's about $14, and it's up about 33% in a year, and it actually pays you about a 5% dividend. Tesla stock pays you absolutely nothing, but it's the 10th most valuable company in the world. So the Ford market capitalization is $53 billion, and Tesla's is $1.53 trillion. It's not even close. It's 10x. Well, it's even more than that. I don't know. I'm not good with math, but that's an S load more.
Yeah, that's a significantly there's a pretty good gap there between the two.
Yeah. So essentially, market capitalization, it's not what the well, it actually is what the companies. If someone can explain it to me, please tell it to me. But market capitalization is essentially the amount of stock that you have out there times how much each stock is worth. So I guess Ford has a whole lot less stock out there, and it's at $14 a pop, but it's only netting $53 billion, whereas Tesla is currently at what, 440, and it's at 1.5 trillion. But when you think of the two companies, like, they shouldn't be that far apart, and if anything, it should be Ford on top of Tesla, but it's not.
Well, Tesla definitely like had that whole like you can't get them, which makes people want more.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Ford has just kind of not put out great vehicles for a while, and then came out with that abortion of a Mustang SUV.
Really? I am actually a fan of that.
Oh my God, it's terrible.
Fair enough. Agree to disagree, but I mean, back in the day when Tesla, like, nobody could get them, their stock price was $20. Like, they had the Roadster when they first unveiled that. Like, they made electric cars cool, but the price was super low. And I get the fact that their actual, like, profit margins are high, but the profit margins have gone down. The tax credits are gone. Everybody and their mother has essentially an EV out there right now. And if you take a look at the Ford's revenue for 2023, it's $176 billion. And Tesla, meanwhile, has a revenue of $96 billion. This is for the year. A $96 billion company has enough stock out there to make it be worth $1.53 trillion. Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
This feels, and again, I'm not a smart person, and I have no clue how the stock market works. This feels, just based on that number, like what was that movie where they did the housing bubble?
Oh, the Big Short?
Yeah, The Big Short. That's like what it feels like. Like, just reading off that they're only like $20 billion a year apart from actual profit, but the stock. This is that scene where they're talking to the stripper and she's like, "Yeah, no, I have 3 homes."
Like, it's just, they just keep pumping money into it. Like, listen, I understand stocks are good. Like, they help a company raise capital for bigger things. You sell it out there. It also gives a chance for people on the ground floor to actually get money, because when you first start a company and before you take it public, you're grinding, you're working all those crazy hours, and you're making for a good Netflix biopic in the end. But you don't get any cash. It's not until you go public, you sell stock, that you're actually worth something. But the fact that we have an all for profit mentality, I think that should go away. And like, we need to find an actual number, like a nice safe number, that a company's valuation can't be 15 times more what their yearly revenue is. Just based on the fact, like, oh, it's cool. They have something in the pipeline and it's coming out in 2 to 3 or 20 years down the line. Like, no, man. Like, what do you have in there right now that makes you so worth it?
I get it, but I don't know. It just seems very anti-capitalistic, comrade.
Fair enough.
How does an NFL team, get an $8 billion valuation?
Because they'll sell that team for that much money.
Yeah, but the worth, like the value of it, though, it's not. You're never gonna pull $1 billion a year in profit.
You will over a lifespan. I mean, essentially, it's what somebody will pay for it. I mean, the numbers are what the numbers are. Like I was listening to something the other day as far as ticket prices, and the guy from Live Nation who came out, he's like, "Oh, ticket prices are they're way too low. We need to jack them up."
Kill that guy.
Technically, they went into a whole thing about the artist. The artist will then come out and one argument was the artist will come out and they'll say like, "Hey man, I think my ticket should be $50." And he'll list them for $50. Well, when a lot of people out there are willing to pay $200, that's a market deficiency. It's a market deficiency where it hurts you as a person trying to go there. But if someone's willing to pay $200 for it, scalpers will then see that market deficiency, buy this ticket, and then sell it at the higher rate. None of the money goes to the actual artist. None of it goes to anybody else other than Ticketmaster and the scalper. So the price is what someone's willing to pay for it. I understand there's dumb people in the world, but a concert's going to be something different than a company that's supposed to provide you a product.
No, none of it makes sense to me, but whatever. Either way, I stand by. Kill that guy.
Yeah. So one thing I did tell you, I was going to spring on you. So far we talked about Ford, we talked about Tesla. Just for reference, I was like, you know what? What is Honda? What is Honda worth? Like, first of all, tell me what you think a stock... actually, you know what? We'll start out a different way. What do you think Honda's revenue a year is?
What was Ford? 70 billion?
Ford's revenue was 176 billion. Tesla was at 96 billion.
I'm going to go Honda 400.
If you had said 14.95 trillion, you would have been right.
I was close.
Yes. I'll give you a chance to go for the daily double. What do you think a Honda stock is?
170?
Under $12.
Oh, none of it makes sense.
Let's go back and again, let's do the last one. It's market capitalization. Let's see, where was this one right here? Market capitalization for Ford, $53 billion. Tesla, $1.53 trillion. What do you think the market capitalization for Honda is?
14 trillion.
55 billion. The lowest out of all three of them. With the highest amount of money brought in a year.
Yeah, I don't get it. Not a math guy. Somebody's stealing.
Yeah. So
Tesla's going to turn out to be the biggest scam in the history of the planet. So something just does not smell right.
I get it. All these guys shorting the stock. I'm like, it's got to pop one of these days, but it just keeps going up because people think Elon's a second coming of Steve Jobs, and he's not.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, it makes my head hurt, dude.
Fair enough. Let's move it along. Let's go to something over the other side of a pond and do the Ukraine update.
A nice palate cleanser.
There you go. And we'll continue the whole thing of places or things you might not know. Do you know where Kemerovo is in Russia, the little small town?
I do not.
Well, if anyone can also, first of all, take a look at this and Google it. But if you go east from Ukraine, past the border with Kazakhstan, and between Kazakhstan and Mongolia, right where they touch tips, and you go slightly north, that's where a couple hundred miles there, that's where you'll find that town. And the reason I bring up this place is because this is where Ukraine got an old general, Mazarin, with a car bomb. He was allegedly responsible for war crimes and genocide when he led a Russian guard unit in the invasion of Ukraine down in the Kiev region. And I bring this up because obviously they're all launching drones at each other, and he's been known for sending out agents with Novichok and killing people in different countries, but this is one of the first times I'm hearing about Ukraine carrying out like secret scroll things like deep in like inside of Russia against people that they do not like.
Well, animals is the most dangerous when you have it cornered.
Yeah, but
So
if you had said that's the only thing, it's I also started looking back into it. It's back in April of this year, another Russian general, Yaroslav Moskalik, he got killed in a car explosion outside of Moscow. And a couple of months prior to that, General Igor Kirillov, accused of chemical weapon usage, him and his assistant were walking past an electric scooter, and apparently the Ukrainian GRU unit went ahead and just put a bunch of Semtex in that bad boy and blew it up, and both of them with it. And in November of 2023, also took out Mikhail Filiponenko with another car bomb, and he was a lawmaker in Luhansk that was installed there. So the fact that they're doing like these Mossad style apps and just messing people up, like honestly, I kind of like it. You can't just invade a country, do a bunch of S down there, then run back home and be like, oh, now we're safe here. We're 10,000 miles away from a border. No one will ever reach out and touch me for all the vile things I did. And Ukraine's kind of proving that one wrong.
yeah, and I'm sure somewhere out there someone's gonna like admonish us for celebrating somebody's death. They had children. You know what? They also, once you commit a war crime, I don't care. I don't care. So kudos, good job, Ukraine, and keep it going.
Well, funny we should say that because not to be outdone by the body count, Russia went ahead and struck a children's hospital in southern Ukraine. Out of over 100 people inside the hospital were wounded. 9 of them, there was 100 people in the hospital. 9 of them were wounded, 4 of them were kids. So when asked about it, like, hey man, why are you guys shooting at kids' hospitals? Like, Russia didn't even bother to give a whole, like, it was a thank factory. Like, yeah, we got nothing. Like, we're just, we're not going to give you a response on this one.
Well, you know what? After couple months of putting my tinfoil hat on and believing that Israel is the boogeyman behind everything and all the evil stuff in the world, Putin comes back for his crown, targeting a children's hospital. Lots of I'll show you no morals.
One of those kids was going to grow up to be a general. Like, fair enough. Knock him out at the base. Get it.
Yeah, I mean, on my list of worst people ever to walk the earth, poor Matthew Spurlock's like down to 4th or 5th for me now.
He's like, I just ate burgers, man. Like, leave me alone.
He took away the supersize option, and I honestly wish he would come back from the dead just so we could kill him again.
He's only 3 spots removed from the guy bombing children's hospitals in your book.
4. I had Bin Laden on there.
Fair enough. The 9/11 guy.
Actually got into a pretty heated argument over Matthew Spurlock being like personally ruining my life with taking away the 39-cent supersize option. And someone brought up Jared Fogle as far as fast food went.
Diddle City.
And I was mad enough that I went on and went, while Jared did hurt many people, think of all of them as I got shut down. It was like, don't you say it. Don't you dare say it.
Yeah.
It was a numbers game.
Like, the diddling did not affect me directly. The supersize thing, that hit close to home.
Yeah, that's my inner conservative. I personally wasn't molested, but I feel like my wallet was for more than 39 cents after that stupid documentary.
I'll send out thoughts and prayers to the children, but this one right here, that's the cause that's real dear to my heart.
You got to draw a line in the sand somewhere, you know?
Fair enough. So, speaking of your inner conservative, the times that I look into stuff for this thing, for this little podcast, I wander onto some right-wing websites, and it keeps messing up my algo. So every now and then, I'll get an article from Fox News that for some reason the algo thinks I need to read. And the headline was, Scandal-plagued Virginia AG's hopeful's wife reportedly donated to a fund that freed accused criminals and murderers. So essentially the headline hits everything on like a far-right bingo card. Like, hey man, we couldn't find anything on the candidate, but here's someone in their general orbit that's doing something evil, and it clearly means that they're evil too. And the fact that there's the lack of a following of a law, and the actions will get your family killed. So those are the three things that they touch on. I'm like, you know what? I gotta read more into this one, because when you read it first, like, that sounds like some pretty hefty stuff.
Yeah, that's some heavy accusations there. I wonder if it explains any after the headline.
Of course it does. So, the way that they went into it, I read it, I was like, oh God, you gotta be kidding me. So, it's to summarize it for people with brains, this was from back in 2020. So they had to dig back into the well from 2020 after the George Floyd murder and subsequent riots. Like, because, you know, when you just murder a dude in the streets, people sometimes have had enough, when it's also not the first time. So his wife, Mavis Jones, posted on Twix, I just donated to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. That fund was used to pay for people like who can't afford bail, and now it doesn't really have the same amount of cash nowadays, but now it's paying immigration bonds for everybody getting yoked up by ICE. Like, that's the evil things that Fox is labeling her as.
Yeah, just criminals and murderers.
The president lets out dudes who literally bashed like police officers on January 6th. Like, finally, all the January 6th members have been vindicated. Like, some chick donates to people who like provide bonds to poor. So like, these people are the devil and hate Jesus.
They're just soft on crime.
Yeah. So there's actually been a bill. There's been a couple bills, and I'm sure they'll be back around. But Republicans are trying to actually get nonprofits to stop paying for bail, and they argue that violent offenders go in the streets, and it's kind of a little bit of a switch from their whole. We can't say that's what the president did. It's innocent until proven guilty. Like, they'll migrate real quick depending on party affiliation. And just for a record, people accused of murder aren't given like a small bail and then set out onto the streets. That's reserved for members of Israel's IT department who are caught in a pedo sting in Vegas and then released to fly home and never come back. That's a little throwback to a few episodes ago.
Also, speaking of J6 and all those vindicated patriots, numerous of those rioters went to court to battle child pornography charges. Yeah, I've read at least 3 or 4 of them were also charged because the FBI goes to your home after they scoop you up just to see what kind of crazy stuff you're into, and they found a bunch of kiddie porn. Surprise to nobody. And a bunch of them have made the argument that it's fruit from the poison tree. I was illegally arrested for rioting and trying to throw a coup. So all of these charges should be covered under my
Yeah, they thought it was a blanket, like essentially pardon.
Yeah,
like
immunity to everything.
Yeah. Like, it's the purge ticket. Like, no, it's cool. I get to break into the Capitol and diddle kids. Like, I can do it all. The president said so.
Yeah, so soft on crime. Anyways, you were saying?
So, the whole thing about the bails, let me just go ahead and explain, like, to anyone who's not aware of a bail system, essentially when you get brought into jail, you get put in there. And while you are innocent until proven guilty, you're also sitting in jail. The other way around this is when you have bail. Bail is something you give out to the court system that says, hey man, you're going to come back. And it's supposed to be related to what your record is and what the crime is. And it's just enough to get you to come back. People who are poor don't have bail money. And they'll sit in jail. And the longer you sit in this stupid jail, the less of a chance you'll come back to a job. The less of a chance like you'll come back to anything normal. So a lot of times poor people are then forced to take actual conviction. They're like, hey man, I know we charge you for grand larceny, but if you you plead down to these lower charges, we'll go ahead and set you free. Like, you've already been here for 6 months. He's like, but I'm innocent. Like, cool. Well, you're going to sit here for another 6 months until you take this. So the fact that there's nonprofits doing this and helping people out, I fully support it, because rich people, when you got generational wealth, you're not spending a day in jail. Like, first of all, you're getting lawyers in the back end to take care of it, but you're also not sitting in jail waiting for it. So anyone who wants to help people out, kudos, do it.
Yeah, I'm absolutely behind you on this one. 0 notes.
Mm-hmm. Full agreement. We're good on that one.
We should all have the same exact criminal justice system working against us.
Like, justice is blind, but she will take crypto.
I like that one.
What else we got going on here? I know we can't be done just yet. We got a long week, and we got to prep people with some news.
Yeah, so got another throwback to a previous episode. So as you remember, last month, back in September, the Brain Trust and Power came and solved that whole messy autism thing, and by blaming Tylenol. Case closed, promises made, promises kept, told you we'd do it, nanny nanny boo-boo. Trump said in the press conference on as late as 9/22, quote, fight like hell not to take it. RFK, about 3 weeks ago, said anybody who takes this Tylenol stuff during pregnancy, unless they have to, is irresponsible. It's not proof, but we're doing the studies to make proof, which is kind of a wild thing to say, because like scientifically, I don't think you actually go out of your way to make proof. I think it's just one of those things that comes out in testing, but what do I know? Not a scientist. On Sunday, Trump doubled down, posting pregnant women don't use Tylenol unless absolutely necessary. Don't give Tylenol to your child for virtually any reason, period. They're pretty big on this whole Tylenol deal.
I just hate Tylenol. And I do like how the two little doctors in office, like, the scientific method is first you develop not a theory, but an answer. And then you develop theories on how to get to that answer. Like, is that really how it works? Like, I'm a little rusty back from middle school, but I don't think that's the order we're supposed to go in.
This is what I think for no particular reason. So I went on to imright.com, and this is what popped up.
So me and the brainworm have been thinking, and let me tell you what we've come up with.
Exactly. So it turns out when you put a con man and a 20-year junkie together to solve a medical issue, despite neither of them being doctors, you run the risk of not being totally scientifically correct. RFK announced yesterday that he does, in fact, not have sufficient evidence to link Tylenol to autism. Shocker, am I right? From RFK, quote, the causative association between Tylenol given in pregnancy and prenatal periods is not sufficient to say it definitely causes autism, but it is very suggestive.
And you know the Trump base is never going to remember the follow-through. It's like when a newspaper prints an article, be like, this person's a sexual fiend. And then a couple days later, like, ooh, we kind of misspelled that guy's name. So on page 72, there's the redactions that we have noted on there. Like, you're never living that down if you were the original name noted on there. Like, that's you. That's your jam now.
Yeah, toothpaste doesn't go back in the tube, man.
Yeah, like, that's out.
Now, admitting we didn't get it right the first time doesn't exactly sound like this administration, mostly because they have never admitted to getting anything wrong ever in the history of them being around. So why now, I ask? Here's my best guess. It's because Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton announced on Tuesday that he officially filed paperwork to sue Tylenol's parent company, Johnson & Johnson, and Kenvue for, quote, willfully ignoring and attempting to silence the science.
What happened to you, Texas? Like, you used to be cool. Like, I used to think it's ranchers, it's big old trucks, like, guys with nuts. Like, when they put up a don't tread on me flag, like, they actually mean it. Like, But all this just bending the knee and kissing a ring BS from Texas, like, you suck.
Yeah, evidently when Emmitt Smith left and went to the Cardinals, he took your all's balls with him too.
Like, you won't need these anymore, boys. I'm walking out with them.
Because you guys have sucked for 30 years.
God.
All right, so I'm guessing now that their theory has turned into a legitimate legal accusation. The DC Brain Trust is retreating and circling the wagons as they prepare to get sued into oblivion by one of the country's biggest corporations. That's my
counterpoint. They're donating to the ballroom.
Or it could be that. Could be that. I feel like going after somebody's number one product that's been trusted for 150 years or however long they've been around isn't the ballroom type of deal.
Well, if you honestly listen to the real people willing to speak up for us out there, one of those people being Rob Schneider. Have you seen his latest post on Twitter?
No, I blocked Rob Schneider and Scott Baio because turns out I hate bad things.
Well, Rob Schneider, for all of you unfamiliar, he's the guy, his claim to fame is, you can do it. And he never really played like the intellectual role, but he's like, hey man, when I was a kid, there was no children's hospitals. So boom, autism, Tylenol, like, and he got a community note so quickly, like, hey man, the first like children's hospital was established like in the 1800s. But he's out there just spreading that BS. But when you're known as like the mentally handicapped guy in all your movies, like, you shouldn't get political.
Yeah, and I'm kind of shocked because for somebody whose entire net worth is completely based on not pissing off Adam Sandler, I feel like keeping your hot takes to yourself is probably, the best way to get to grown-ups for.
He's just got to get a news desk at Newsmax. He's like, Rob Schneider's report on hospitals. Like, seriously, people watch this?
Listen, Deuce Bigelow, one more stupid tweet and you're out of Happy Gilmore 3.
Like, that's what we're like. He's going to be the turning point, like a comedic guest, isn't he?
Yeah, it's brutal. I will say, though, this does sound like them. After all that starting to walk it back and we don't know anything for sure, did not say one singular word about circumcision in children. So, kid dicks, still on the table.
You guys probably knew that was a little bit of a stretch when I said it, so I'm just not going to bring it up anymore.
We will still be checking.
Yeah. I'll still look at yours if you got one. So, let's go ahead. Before we get into the weekend, let's go take a pulse on what all things Israel right now. And Israel went ahead and resumed the ceasefire. And if you speak basic English, you'll know that in order to resume something, you first must have stopped it. So they stopped the ceasefire, and they went ahead and started bombing Palestinians, killed over 100 of them, and 52 of them were kids and 23 were women. So not exactly men of a fighting age. But in Israel's defense, Trump has come out and said that Israel's hit back after a soldier was taken out, but he also claims that nothing is going to jeopardize the ceasefire and that Hamas needs to behave. I don't know, man. When you keep continuing to just murder women and kids, like, that's a tough sell for a ceasefire.
So, everybody lost their mind over Charlie Kirk, and we can't be mean or celebrate or laugh. But he was a grown man, right? And not 52 children.
Who's this?
How we're all supposed to be. We need to have respect for people. Yeah. But then Charlie Kirk's not 52 flipping children. And somehow this is just going like, well, that's just how it goes over there.
He is white. They are not.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Just a small difference in the amount of tan on his body.
Are we sure they're not white? Because all the pictures I've ever seen of Jesus, who was from that... You know what? Never mind. keep going.
Have you seen it on the Fox News front page on every breaking news broadcast? Like, they ain't white, homie.
Yeah, every time I see a picture of him, I keep thinking, like, Matthew McConaughey's from Palestine?
Like, you're telling me this guy lived out in the sun his entire life? Like, weird. Like, so do we credit them?
Carpentering inside.
Yeah, do we credit those people with SPF 600 because that dude's pasty?
Oh, yikes. 52 kids. Jesus.
That's insane, man. Like, having a red light, green light peace fire, like, that's wild. But apparently, it's not even close to being over. And I'm going to post a link to this video that I watched. And it's not just Israel's military that's bombing Gaza. Like, private contractors are out there just demolishing the buildings. And they're out there, much like Kash Patel is tweeting about using a private jet. These guys are putting up like Facebook Live videos and whatnot of them demolishing buildings and singing little happy songs while they do it. And next time we start taking a look at the rise of anti-Semitism, like, I don't know, man. Maybe just look at current events, because I know the Nazis ran a pretty good like misinformation campaign, and it still kind of registers with all the trailer parks in Alabama where the new master race lives. But like the stuff that's currently on the news, that kind of paints Israel in a really bad light.
Yeah, which is why I totally get why he was like, there will be no pictures or video anywhere than 500-mile circle here.
Yeah. So that's what we're sending you off to a weekend. And much like Donald Trump said he's not going to invite either baseball team to come into the White House, regardless of either of them winning. Well, one's from Canada and the other one's from California. So I, too, am going to go ahead and say we're not taking AIPAC money. I'm Alex Midway.
I'm open for discussion if you reach me out to me directly. I'm Eric Halsey.
Daddy, chill.
Later, Gators.